Hello and welcome to Thursday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where so many of you have recommended this puzzle to us. It's called Disjunction Function. It's by Jay Dyer. Jay Dyer, who has returned to setting in the last few weeks. And Mark actually has had a go at this, and he described it as utter genius. So I'm really looking forward to having a go at it. It's only got 4 stars out of 5 for difficulty. I have read the rules, and they seem... It doesn't seem to me that there's possibly enough information here to make this a solvable puzzle, but obviously it is, and so many of you have said it's completely brilliant. So I'm looking forward to having a go at this, and I'll read you the rules in a moment or two's time. I don't have much news for you today. I'm almost completely through catching up on the birthday announcements post my holiday. The big news is that over on Patreon, if you're a patron of the channel, firstly, thank you so much for supporting us there. Secondly, there is this brand new Sudoku hunt by Glum Hippo, themed around snake egg Sudoku puzzles. And actually, I had a very enjoyable few minutes earlier on where I revisited a puzzle from, I think I solved it in 2021 on the channel. No, it may even have been before that. But it was a puzzle by the Turkish constructor Murat Can Tonta, and taken originally from GM Puzzles. And I found it. You could play it in the software on those days, although the software was different. Let me show you. This was how it appeared. And the idea of snake egg puzzles, so let's just go back to this. The idea is that you join these snake ends up, but you must leave behind areas of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So this 2 is saying we have to put that 2 in a region that's of size 2. This 5 would have to be in a region of size 5. So it could be something like that. That could be how the snake moved, for example. It's a beautiful logic puzzle. It really is. I'll try and remember to put a link on the screen, because if you've not done that puzzle, give yourselves an absolute treat. It is a work of art. I may even put it in the new software, put it in Sven's software, so it looks a bit more beautiful and it can actually have the instructions on the page. So yeah, definitely check that out. That video from way back then, I think it's got over 100,000 views, and I was looking through the comments on it, and the top comment is from Kurt Hugo Schneider. One of the main comments is from 12 Tone, who's another big YouTuber. So they were the days. I think it was around the pandemic when the channel really was. It was getting into a lot of homes where it hadn't been before. Anyway, it brings back very good memories, and that puzzle is sensational. So do have a look at it, and of course go over to Patreon. You've got until the 20th to have a go at the competition. Glum Hippo Sudoku Hunt. It's fantastic. Now, what else do I want to say? Well, I want to do birthday announcements, but I'm just going to give a shout out to a member of my golf club, Kris Kim, who makes his debut at the age of 16 on the PGA Tour today. Unbelievable. Kris, I hope you do incredibly well. I am so jealous and so impressed, I cannot tell you. So good luck to Kris. Anyway, that's that. Next, birthdays. Right, one late birthday. Apologies to you, Andrew, but your younger brother Kris requested that we shouted out your birthday on the 19th of April when I was on my vacation, so I couldn't do it then, but I had meant to do it a couple of days ago. But I got mixed up with another Andrew, a younger Andrew, who had his birthday, and his parents were Kris and Kim, and that was who his message was from. So I got myself totally confused. But anyway, Andrew, I think you might be a comedian. I might be wrong about that, but I have a feeling you might be. Your younger brother Kris wanted us to say happy birthday to you, Andrew. I hope it was a very good birthday with lots of chocolate cake, of course. And also, birthday for today, Sarah, or it could be Sarah. You must tell me. I don't know. Oh, it could be Sarah. From your boyfriend, Dan. And the two of you apparently have been watching since pre-COVID days. And you quite often solve the puzzles if the videos are less than an hour. I think there are a lot of people who watch the channel who gauge whether they should try the puzzle by the length of the video, which I wonder where most people's cutoff is. Anyway, that's all said and done. That's all the birthdays. That's all the introduction. Let's have a look at what Jay Dyer has in store for us with disjunction function. These are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So we have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. Digits may not repeat in a cage. Okay, that's fine. So that means that digit cannot be the same as that digit, for example. And each cage sums to one of 4 distinct totals, which must be determined. Cages that share an edge must have different sums, and no digit may appear in more than one cage with the same sum. That is all. Yeah, it doesn't scroll. That is all the rules. That is all the rules. So there are, I don't know how many cages there are on this grid, but there are 4 different totals for the cages. Cages with the same, so if this cage totaled up to, I don't know, 15, this one couldn't also add up to 15, neither could that one, neither could that one. And no digit may appear in more than one cage with the same sum. So if this was 15 and that was 15, these couldn't have the same composition. So if this was 7, 8, this couldn't also be 7, 8, is what that means. And that is all the rules, literally. I don't know what a disjunction function is. I will rely on the erudite comments to inform me, but do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now the only thought I'm having here about how to start this is whether or not we could colour the grid, because it's this business. There must be 4 flavours of cage in this, or 4. Yeah, there are 4 types of cage, because there are 4 different totals that any cage could possibly sum to. And we know that cages with the same total do not share an edge. So if we look at this domino, for example, that is clearly a different, the sum of these 2 squares is different to this one, and this one. But actually, this sort of post box here is quite cool, isn't it? Because that's cage, let's make that blue for a moment, that actually has an orthogonal connection with this cage, and this cage. This cage has an orthogonal connection with this cage, and this cage. So what I mean by that is there is absolutely no possibility that yellow is the same as blue or green, or indeed this one, which will make purple. And purple actually also sees those 3. So this funny like postbox arrangement here allows us to colour the 4 types of cages. Now, how do we extend this is what I'm wondering. So this cage is not blue. Ah, okay. This cage is not blue, and it's also not yellow, is it? Because if it was yellow, these 2 cages would have the same sum. But this is only 1 cell, and that's 4 cells. And the triangular number for 4 is 10, i.e. if we minimise these 4 digits with 1, 2, 3 and 4, Mavericks just flying over, this cage would sum to 10. Well, that cage cannot sum to 10 because it's a single digit, so this cannot be yellow. So this is now either green or purple. Now, if it's purple, well, no, that's not even true what I was about to say. Obviously, it's summing. These 3 digits would sum to at least 6, so this digit would be at least 6. I don't know what that one is. As purple or green is what it is. Purple or green. This one is also not blue. Ooh, wait, no, that's not even true. I was about to say, can we not use this cage to sort of propagate the colouring? Because this cage has an orthogonal connection with 3 different cages, but this is very different. If we look at this cage, let's make it red for a moment. We know it has to be allocated to one of the colours. But, and it's true to say it touches 3 different cages, but these cages don't touch one another. So it's absolutely possible, for example, for this cage and this cage to be the same colour. So all we actually know is that this is not blue, I think. What about that one? That one is not yellow or purple. So that one is green or blue at first blush, but we might be able to improve on that. No. Well, not that I can see anyway. Wow. Okay, then I am going to have to try something different, aren't I? It's going to be something like how many cages are there? Let's count that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cages. So there are 14 cages and 4 distinct totals. Oh, right. I know what it's going to be. It's going to be something like how many cells are there in cages, isn't it? Because let's count first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23, 27, 34 cells between 4. Yeah, okay, so that's very interesting. It is. If I was a party and I told you this was very interesting, you would have to agree. If you're still watching this video 12 minutes in, you would definitely agree. Yeah, we would be wallflowers together, celebrating the genius of Jay Dyer. If there are 34 digits in cages in this puzzle, and there were 14 cages. So it's something to do with the fact that there are only... Well, could there have been 37 digits in cages in this puzzle? No, they couldn't, because there are only 9 different Sudoku digits. And if we spread... So if every one of the total... this is hard to express, but if every one of the 4 distinct totals used all 9 of the digits in its cage, then that would get to 36 different digits used. We couldn't use 37 digits because that would imply there was a repeated digit in a cage within a total, if you see what I mean. It's quite hard to get your head around. So here we've got 34 digits, which means at least 2 of the totals that the cages sum to have to use all 9 digits. Because imagine that none of the totals used all 9 digits, and let's say they all used 8 digits rather than 9. Then there would only be 32 digits required for the puzzle. But there are 34 digits required to fill these cages. So we're going to have to use all 9 digits for some of the totals, at least 2 of the totals. But we could have 3 of the totals. If you had 3 of the totals using all 9 digits, the other total would only use 7 digits. So that could be like a 4 and a 3 cage. Now, I can see how. Yeah, okay, I've got this. So let's think about. We know that at least 2 of these colours. Let's just say blue for the sake of exposition. Let's say that blue. That there were nine cells altogether in blue in the puzzle. Now we've got to work out what the possible cage totals could be that are involved in the blue colour. So this involves a secret, doesn't it? Because we know, and certainly if you've been watching the channel, and probably if you haven't been watching the channel but you're interested in Sudoku, you will know the secret of Sudoku. And the secret is something I tell only my favourite people, but I'm definitely going to tell it to you. The secret is that all 9 Sudoku digits sum to 45. So what we need to be able to do then is to factor 45. We've got to divide it into cages, haven't we, that all have the same total. So there are no cages in this puzzle that have greater than size 4. So we can't, for example, there isn't a 45 cage in this puzzle. That would require a 9-cell cage. So what we could do is to have 3 cages, each summing to 15. That would work, wouldn't it, for one of the 45 groups that must exist, because we know that there are at least two of the cage totals use all 9 digits. So we could have 3 cages of one colour, each of which adds to 15. We could have 5 cages of one colour, each of which sums to 9. And that is all. That is all we could have. Because we couldn't have 15 cages, each of which sums to 3, could we? Because given that we're using all of the digits, I'm not sure which of the cages we put the 9 in, for example. That won't work. And by the same token, we couldn't have 9 cages, each of which sums to 5. Because again, where would you put the 9? The 8, the 7? In the cages, you couldn't put them anywhere. So right, so what this means is that there are 2 colours within the puzzle, not 3 colours. You can't. Right, so there's going to be 2 totals that need 8 digits each to get us to 34, because we can't have 3 totals of 9, three distinct totals each using all 9 digits, because there are not 3 ways that we can present, or we can have different cage totals in this puzzle using all 9 digits, because the factors of 45 are not helpful. So what we're going to have is we're going to have 3 cages, each of which adds to 15. We're going to have 5 cages in a different colour, each of which sums to 9. That's going to take care of the 2 45 or the 2 9-cell groupings. We're going to then have 2 8-cell groupings left to deal with the remaining cages. Now we've got 14 cages altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, okay, so we've got 14 cages altogether. Now how many of those have we used up with our 9-cell groupings? We've used, in the cages that sum to 9, there's going to be 5 of those. And in cages that sum to 15, there's going to be 3 of those. So we've used 8 of our 14. So we've got 6 cages left over for the 2 groups that use 8 digits each. So they can either be, well, we could either split those into, yeah, okay, so we could split them into 2 cages and 4 cages, or we could split them into 3 cages and 3 cages. And then it's going to depend what digit is missing from the 8 cell sequences. So for example, if we wanted something divisible by 4, we'd have to miss out a 1 from the 8 cell sequence, for example, because that would then leave 45 minus 1 is 44, so we could have 4 11 cages. Okay. Or if we missed out, yeah, we could miss out 5 and have 4 10 cages. Can't. Yeah, you can't miss out. Actually, you can't miss out 9, because then the 4, then each of the cages would sum to 9. So we'd have. We wouldn't have distinct totals, would we? Right, so if they split 4-2, then the cage total for the 4 group is either 11 or 10. But if they split 3-3, then we have to divide the 8 cell total. It has to, the 8 cell, the digits in the 8 cell sequences have to sum to a number divisible by 3. Which is going to be something like, well, 36 would work, wouldn't it? So each cage would add to 12, or each cage would add to 13 if we drop a 6 out for 39, or each cage would drop a, if we drop a 3 out, each cage would add up to 14. Wow, okay. So, right, well that must have taken us forward. It's a bit of a, it was a bit of a soliloquy. Right, so there are, right, yeah, okay, so we can start here, can't we? Because, yeah, because we know, let's think exclusively about the 9 cell sequence that we are going to divide into 5 cages, each of which sums to 9. What do we do with the cage, the 9 that is in one of those cages? Well, that 9 must be on its own, mustn't it? Because if we add any other digit to it, it won't add up to 9 anymore. So the single cage in this puzzle, which is this one, is a 9, and that is part of that is, yeah, and then the other 4 cages in this colour are going to be dominoes 1, 8, 2, 7, 3, 6 and 4, 5. And that, okay, and that's absolutely beautiful, because I can now colour this, I can colour this cell, because it can't be that one. If this was purple, the world is broken. Because we'd use 3 digits in making this, we could obviously, this could be 1, 3, 5, for example, or 1, 2, 6, or 2, 3, 4. We could absolutely do that. But in doing that, we would prevent ourselves from having the opportunity of creating another 3 cages of purple, each of which also added up to 9. We'd use too many digits. So we can't do that. So that, in fact, therefore, is green. Oh, I thought that was going to be instantly brilliant. Yeah, no, it is still brilliant. It is still brilliant. Because now I can look at this one. Now I know that the green colour is 9. The maximum size of a green cage is 2 cells. So it's definitely not 4 cells. So that's become blue. So blue this is just genius. It's total genius. Because now blue has 7 cells in it. But there are no... there's no total that only uses 7 digits. We're either using 8 digits, and we can't do that with blue, because there is no single cell cage I can add on. So blue is another 9 cell sequence. So blue is the colour that's going to add to 15. There's going to be another domino of blue. Oh, I thought I was going to be able to know where it was instantly. No. Okay, I don't know where it is probably straight away. But these 2 cages each sum to 15. That's true. And there's one other domino of blue that adds up to 15. And that means yellow and purple are colours that are part of 8 cell sequences. Yes, okay. So that allows us to colour this triomino. Because how could this be? Well, we know it's not blue. Well, for many reasons. Not amongst those is that it touches blue, but also blue only needs a domino. If this was blue, there would be 10 different blue digits, which there are not. There are only 9 digits in Sudoku. We know it's not green, because green is only looking for dominoes. Now, if this was yellow, yellow would have 7 digits used up. 7 different digits, so we'd need an 8th digit, and we'd need a single cell cage, which we don't have. So that is purple. And these digits are all different. So those digits are all purple. That's doing something, I feel. I don't know what, but sorry, just to explain what I'm thinking there. I know these are all different digits because that's the nature of any digit within the same colour set in the puzzle. So these digits are different from these digits. So where do these digits go in column 6? And the answer is up there. But I can't make those purple because that's going to imply this cage is purple. I actually don't think that cage can be purple because it's only adding up to a subset of purple. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is let's actually label these digits. Let's use letters. A, B, C. If these are A, B, and C, these digits A, B, and C, aren't they? These digits, let's make those X, Y, and Z. In fact, those digits now are X, Y, and Z. Now, it's this domino I think we might be able to do something with. Maybe. Or maybe not. Let's just... Do I know? I know this isn't green. And it can't be purple. Because if it was purple... because this is a subset of this, we know 3 different digits add up to purple, which are the digits A, B, and C. So it wouldn't matter which 2 of those digits we put in this sum. These can't possibly add up to purple. So this is either yellow or blue, I think. Now we know blue adds up to 15. So if this was blue, this domino would be a 7-8 pair. Oh, but hang on, doesn't that make this too big? Yeah, that's gorgeous, I think. Blue is the other 9 cell sequence. So, and we know each blue cage adds up to 15. Now the 2 8 cell sequences, which are yellow and purple, They can't. Ah, no, I'm wrong. Hang on, or am I? Hang on. I'm being slow. I was trying to think about whether or not no, so what is what what's the maximum total of purple? What's the maximum size of purple? Now, this is slightly tricky, isn't it? Because we don't know how many purple cages there are. Although we do now. Ah, yeah, okay, so sorry, the cogs are connecting. Yeah. Okay, so the moment that we knew that this was purple... Yes, this is the way to think about this. The moment we knew that this was purple at the bottom of column 6, I've now got 6 purple cells. Which means that purple, which has 8 digits in it altogether, is completed by one of these dominoes around the grid. And that means that purple has 3 cages in it. Which means yellow must also have 3 cages in it, because we were looking to fill our quota of 6 cages that weren't allocated to green and blue. So now the totals for what purple and yellow add up to, given that there are 3 cages and we're only using 8 digits, so 45 is itself divisible by 3, but we can't use 45 because that's what 9 different digits add up to. So we've got to knock a digit out from 45 that still leaves a number that's divisible by 3 now. So we're either knocking 3, 6 or 9 out. Now we know we're not... no, we don't. No, we're not. So purple either sums up, if we miss 3 out, we would be dividing 42 by 3, we get 14. If we miss 6 out, we get 39 divided by 3, which is 13. If we miss 9 out, we get 36 divided by 3, which is 12. So purple's total is 14, 13, or 12. Now, let's come back here. If this was blue, this would add up to 15. And we're only taking 2 of the digits of purple, which maximally add up to 14 minus 1 of the digits, because purple cannot add up to more than 14. So that's not blue, that's yellow. So now yellow, well, now neither of these is yellow. Oh, this is beautiful. Good grief, Jay. I don't understand how people can be this clever. Look, what's this one now? And that is actually a good question, I think. It can't be purple axiomatically. It can't be purple because it's already got this ABC digit in it, and ABC has already appeared in purple. So it is not purple. It is not blue because it's next to blue. It is not yellow because it's next to yellow. So it is green. And I don't know what that means. It's green. This is now blue or purple. There's probably some way we know that. But I don't think I know what that way is. Okay, so okay, so what now do we know? we know that purple is bigger than yellow. Because yellow is made up of only 2 purple digits. 2 of these digits are big enough to make yellow's total. So, okay, so purple's total now is not going to be 12. Because if purple's total was 12, yellow's total would need to be less than 12, and that's not possible. Because we can't miss a digit out from the digits 1 to 9 that's big enough. We'd have to miss out a 12 from the digits 1 to 9 in order to make the total 11. Because we know that there are 3 yellow cages. Okay. So the purple total then is not, so the purple total is either 14 or 13, and the yellow total is either 13 or 12. Now, okay, a 4-cell total that adds up to 13 or 12 always includes a 1. There is always a 1 in this cage. And we know that because imagine there wasn't. 2, 3, 4 and 5 add up to 14, and 14 is too many, because then purple would have to add up to more than 14. So let's say it added up to 15, which we know it can't because there's already that there, but 15 times 3 is 45, and that would mean we weren't missing out a digit from purple, which we are meant to be doing. Right, okay. So this digit is very low, because this digit is the difference between purple and yellow, isn't it? And we know that that difference is a maximum of 2. If this was 12 and this was 14, then this would be 12 and this would be 2, and that's the most it can be. So this is 1 or 2. So this is 7 or 8. Right. Good grief. I don't remember a puzzle where there's been a sequence of deductions that are this sharp. I mean, this is ludicrous. Now I know the colour of that one. And I know the colour of that one because I know that it's not yellow or green. So it's either blue or purple. But if it's blue, it's got to add up to 15. And it couldn't be 9, 6, and it couldn't be 7, 8 now, because this square would be broken. So it is not blue, it is purple. And if it's purple, I don't know what that means. I know it adds up to 14 or 13, depending on what this is. I know all my purples are done. I've found every purple digit. There are only 8 purple digits. I know that. I know that 9 is a purple digit. Gosh, that's lovely. So there's a 9 down there. And I know that. How do I know 9 is a purple digit? Well, I know that because 9 is not the digit missed from the purple set of 8 digits. Because if it was, if we missed 9 out, the sum of the remaining purple digits would only be 36. 36 divided by 3 is 12. And we know, therefore, that yellow would have to add up to less than 12. Which means we have to miss a digit bigger than 9 out from yellow, which we can't do. And yeah, sorry, the reason there's a 9 down here, obviously, is that these purples can't be 9 by Sudoku. These purples can't be 9, sort of by Sudoku. These are the digits A, B, and C, which are there in box 2, and they'd see that 9. So there's a 9 down here, and there's a 9 in one of those two squares, which can't be in green, because green sums to 9. So that's not 9. That digit is 9, and that's in blue, which is beautiful, because that means that these 3 digits have to add up to 6 in order to get to our total of 15. So they are the digits 1, 2, and 3, because we know that blue adds to 15 individually. And then, okay, so now I know what this group of digits is, because this group of digits has to add to 15 without using a repeated digit. So they have to be 4, 5, and 6. It's the only way of keeping them down low enough. And there's another blue cage somewhere that is a 7, 8 pair. Okay. I don't know where that is. I don't know where that is, but it's somewhere. Wow. All right, so now... Oh, come on now. Well... Yeah, got it. Okay. All right, I'm just going to say something now. This is so... It is such a beautiful puzzle, this. There is nothing I will be able to call this video that will get the puzzle the attention that this puzzle deserves. This is... You know you are looking at a beautiful mind when you solve this puzzle. Jay Dyer is so gifted, I cannot tell you. This is just crazy. Look now. What about this? So we know the total for purple is either 14 or 13. Well, it can't be 13 now, because if it was 13, what would these squares be? They'd have to be 9, 1, and 3 to get us up to... But if they're 9, 1, and 3, both of those digits are 2. That cannot be right. So this must add up to 14, and it mustn't use 2 of these digits for the balance of 5 that it needs. So this is not 9, 2, 3. This has got to be 9, 1, 4. It's the only way it can work. So that's 9, 1, 4. This is now 1. These 2 digits are the 1 and the 4, because they're not the 9. That is part of a 9 cage, so that's 8 or 5. That digit's now a 2 by Sudoku, because it only had the option to be 1 or 2, because it represents... Oh, well, it represents the difference between yellow and purple. So now knowing purple is 14, yellow is 12, which is going to be good, isn't it? So that's 7. So 7... Oh, okay, so 7 now has to appear in purple. Yeah, that is true. I was thinking in my brain then that the purple set was complete, but it's not, is it? Because it adds to 14 each purple cage. So actually, there is no 3 in the purple set. But the corollary of that is it definitely does have a 7 in it. And it definitely has a 2 in it by Sudoku. So these digits are 2, 7, and some digit that's going to make those add up. Yeah, 2, 7, and 5 is the way that's going to work. They then do add up to the right total. So that's 2, 5, 7. These squares are now 5 and 7, adding up to 12. Yellow adds up to 12. Oh, that's beautiful. Good grief. Oh, well, hang on. There's also... I can get the 1 in here, but there's something else I've seen. 4 different digits that add up to 12. There's 2 ways of doing that. 1, 2, 3, 6 and 1, 2, 4, 5. But it can't be 1, 2, 4, 5 because I just used a 5 in yellow. So this is 1, 2, 3, 6, and this is a 2, 3, 6 triple. And the other digits, so there's going to be a 4, 8 pair somewhere. A yellow 4-8 pair is what else is the other thing we're going to need. There's a 1 down here by Sudoku. What are those digits then? 3, 3, 6, 8. Just to complete this column. What are those digits? We're looking for 14. This is a 6-8 pair. Okay. I'm not sure what to do now. 3, 8. Oh, where's 8 in row 3? It's got to go there by Sudoku. Oh, nearly. So 8's in one of 2 places in box 4. These squares are a 3-9 pair by Sudoku. 5-7 pair here means 5 comes out of here. This becomes a 5. So that becomes an 8. Oh, that gives us the 8. That becomes a 1 by mathematics. That becomes a 4. That's a 4. That's a 6. Good grief. Oh, come on. Oh, 1, 8, 3. Oh, what would make my day would be if this goes now. If this becomes sort of straightforward. This is a 4-9 pair. This is a 5-7 pair. Now the reason I would love that is that feels like the natural way this puzzle should finish, doesn't it? We've done so much thinking and there have been so many utterly beautiful deductions. Yeah, this is 2, 4, 5. This is now 7. That's a 5. I know what these digits are. These are 3, 6, 9. Okay, I may not know the order, but they are 3, 6, and 9. That is not 9. There is a chance of a 3 in the corner. These are 2, 4, 7. Okay, I can't see how to do that. I think I'm going to have to take an audit of what we've got left to think about. Can we do... Oh no, I can keep going. There's more Sudoku to do yet. It's unlike me to find such things, but it is true. These are from 5, 6 and 7. Can we go any further? 1 is nearly placed. Okay, let's work out what we need. We have found... We've found 3 of the green cages, so that in the green cage set there is a 3, 6 and a 4, 5 to come. That's not 3, 6. Because that would break this. That would make both of those 2. 3, 6, 4, 5 to come. Okay, but here's another thought though. The greens can't touch, the 2 green cages that we've got left to go can't touch each other, so they can't both be there. So one of them is here. Not sure. One of them is here, one of them is there. Okay, that probably wasn't the right way to think about it. What else do we need? We need a yellow, a twosome in yellow. Yellow doesn't include a 9, so we need a 4, 8 pair in yellow. No, I can't see where that goes either. All right, and we need a blue pair as well, which is blue. Blue uses all the digits, so blue's missing 8 and 7. Oh, I see. Yes, okay. Yeah, that here. Okay, so here's how to think about that. Right, there is an 8 missing from the blue set. There is an 8 missing from the yellow set. Now, that means that we need to put 2 8s in the remaining cages. That is not an 8, apparently. So there is an 8 in one of the... In fact, there's an 8 in one of those, I'm now noticing, because of this 8. So there is an 8 here. That's 1 8. So there must be an 8 in here. Now, I don't know where it goes, but that means that's a 6. Now... Wasn't one of the green cages I've got left to place is 3 6. That's now not in any of those, and it's not here. So the only place you can put a 3 6 cage is here, and therefore that has to be 6. That has to be 3. That's no longer 3. That's no longer 3. There's a 3 in one of these 3. This is an 8. So the 8 we know goes with 4 or 7. Oh dear. Okay. I've got it. Okay, right. So the other green cage we need, remembering that's a green cage, is a 4 5 cage. Now that's not this one, because that sees 4, or this cell here sees 4 and 5 in this 5 7 pair. So this can't be a 4 5 pair. So this is a 4 5 pair, which means that's a 2 at the top of the grid. That's green. That's our last green cage. I don't think this cage can have a 1 in it, because doesn't this cage now have to have an 8 in it? Oh, in fact, this is better than that. Yeah, it does have to have an 8 in it, that's true. But it's either a 4 8 pair, which it's not now, because it's got a 4 underneath it. So this is an 8 7 pair, and we know the order. The 7 goes on top. So that's 7, that's 8, that's 8, that's 7, that's 5, that's 2. That's 2, that's 6, that's 3. That's... No. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. Right, if that's 8 7, this is not 8 7. So 8 7 was the last blue pair, wasn't it? So this is the last yellow pair. And we're in this world now. And I think, yeah, we've coloured everything in. So it ought to be, famous last words, it ought to be just Sudoku from here on out. There's a 6 9 pair here, which I probably could have done before but didn't see. That's a 9 by Sudoku, because there's a 9 in one of those. Where's 1 in row 5? It's got to go there. Where's 1 in column 8? It's got to go there. This column, this square here is a 3 or a 9. It doesn't seem to be resolved. This row needs this to be a 4 or a 9. And that's a 5, so that's a 7, look. So these squares here are 5 and 8, I want to say. So 8 is now in row 7. It's in it's in exactly this square. So it can't appear in any of those, and it can't appear there by Sudoku. 7 is there by Sudoku. 7 is in one of 2 places over on the left-hand side of the grid. And now we will say that, hang on, this can't have, yeah, that was going to say, those can't be the digits left in this column. So that's 5, that's 7, so that's 7. Is this 5 doing something? Maybe not. Oh, 4 9, so we can do this. Look, that's 4, that's 2. So that should be 2, that should be 2. That should be 2. This square is 3 or 6. I'm sure this is all resolved somehow. Just can't immediately see how. These squares, let's put those in. 1 5 and something. 6 maybe. Yeah, that looks right. So this isn't 6, this isn't 1. This square is a naked single, maybe. I'm just looking at the row. We need to place 1, 4, 5 and 6, and that square can't be 1, 4 or 5, so that is a 6. So that's a 3, that's a 6, that's a 3, that's a 9, that's a 9, that's a 3, that's a 4, that's a 4, that's a 5, that's a 5, that's a 6. Good grief. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight losing its religion. Oh my goodness. We get 2 3s in corners. That's now a 1. That's a 4, that's an 8, that's an 8, that's a 5, that's a 6, that's a 5, that's a 5, that's a 4. My goodness me. That is absolutely brilliant. That is one of the most brilliant puzzles you will ever see. Full stop. Total and utter genius. Disjunction function. I don't know how you have the idea to do that, because it's crazy. I don't know how you execute it with that sort of panache. It is beautiful. It's beautiful that that's forced, and there were about 8 different moments in that were just sublime. The logic was so tight, precise and clear once you could see it. I loved this business about what was going on in this column and how you could basically determine all of the sizes of everything from that. This thing sticking in here and forcing the colour of that was gorgeous. The whole idea about these being different, and therefore it teaching me how many cages were involved in the purple colouring. I mean, many of these things, maybe they were obvious to people watching, I don't know, but they were not obvious to me, and I loved that. That is so satisfying, Jay. Wow, what a present. It's just the 2nd of May, and it should be my birthday. Yeah, loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.